Hey, yo, what's up? And welcome to an episode of Teams I Got Beef With. You know what I'm saying? Brought to you by Steer the Ship Podcast. Teams I got beef with. If I can say the teams that kind of failed my parlay was pretty much only two of them: LA Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. Get your asses in here. Let's do this. Hey, so with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to this page, you know what I'm saying, this channel. I appreciate it, even if you just spend some time watching this video or the other videos. I appreciate you most definitely. Also, don't forget to follow us on the Twitter page. Not really the Twitter page, but you can go on the Twitter page, Steer the Ship. I really would prefer that you go on the Instagram, Steer the Ship, at Steer the Ship. My personal one is at Mr. Johnny Woe, and you can follow us on the Facebook page, Steer the Ship Radio. Links should be at the bottom. If I decide to put them or not, it really doesn't matter. But anyways, let's get with the games right now, man. Did you notice anything that happened Friday and Thursday? All the underdogs won their games. All of them. Green Bay beating Detroit. Cowboys beating the Chiefs. Bears beating the Eagles. Bengals beating the Ravens. What the fuck was going on with these games right here? That's why I was that's why I was asking myself while I was chilling with the family and everything. Green Bay, Detroit, bro. I'm like, what the hell is going on with Detroit? But then it kind of proves my theory that if you get to Jared Goff, if you put him under enough pressure, he will I'll say crash and burn. But this technically really wasn't on Jared Goff right here. If you want to say something about this team loss, this was a team loss and everything. I would kind of say in this one, Green Bay caught Detroit on a bad day, especially with Amon St. Brown, St. Brown leaving the game for injury. Jameson Williams, he did his thing. He was balling, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, when the other team has the momentum on this team, on the other team, then the shift is kind of like it was gonna be hard for the Detroit Lions to actually pull it around. Just because how out of the gate, Green Bay kind of took control of the game. I won't fault Detroit. I've been like saying I don't believe in Detroit anymore. I just believe that you can catch Detroit on a bad day. You know what I mean? They're still one of those teams to beat, but they're not one of those teams to fear. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about Detroit right now. Because I was going to go with Dallas to actually have the victory over Detroit when they see each other this Thursday. But as I think about it, Dallas is not that much of a good of a road team. They're good at home. But on a road team, especially going to Detroit and everything, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say anything about Dallas defense. Their defense is not trash, really. Really, their defense has actually kind of improved, especially how much they was getting to Patrick Mahomes and pressuring Patrick Mahomes and whatnot. So going over to that game, the momentum was going back and the momentum was shifting back and forth for both teams and everything. But it just so happened that Dallas lucked up on a lot of mistakes that Kansas was making and whatnot, you know. So they were the victor of that day. They were the victor on Turkey Day and everything. Saying I kind of called it right there. But when I see Dallas going up against Detroit, it's going to be a shootout. Most definitely, it's going to be a shootout. But I think Detroit is going to run away with that victory. That's just early shit right there for me. Don't quote me on it right now. You can quote me on it, whatever, but that's how I feel right now about that right now. Because the playoff picture with the NFC right now is kind of looking crazy, especially with the Rams losing to the Panthers. That was amazing. You see, I got my Panthers beanie on and everything, and I'm also going to talk about that game too, because it's the one thing about the Panthers that just make me sad. Oh, they're my team, right? They're my team. That's my squad. You hear me? But they make me so angry at times, man, because I went against them on this game. And something in the back of my head told me, hey, man, we're a good home team, bro. You might as well just choose them on the spread, at least on the parlay. I should have did the spread, but no, I thought that the Rams was going to win and everything. You know what I'm saying? Until the defense and the offense showed up. Bryce Young is amazing at times. I'm sorry because, we had a lot of inconsistencies with the team and everything. But then once I really start looking at it, it wasn't really just Bryce Young. It also was the coaching and everything. It also was the people around him not actually producing and really putting that full effort that they should. And that was emerging as the games were rolling along in the season. We actually evolved. We actually adapt. I'm actually excited to see this, man. The Panthers, man, at first when the season started out, I'm thinking, here we go again, man. What happened to last season? And then Bryce Young started having these games. But that didn't really start until later in the season to where we get to this game that we're going to talk about, that I'm already covering, the Rams. That was something I had to really sit there and absorb. And it was like, yo, we just beat the number one team in the NFC, possibly the number one team in the NFL, possibly the strongest team in the NFL. Can't say that now, man. Seeing what the Patriots did to New York. New York is not nothing to be like, yeah, they bust that. But yeah, man, we beat New York. But yo, how the Patriots beat New York? I was like, bro, man. Wave the white mercy flag New York. God damn. Jackson Dart getting crazy hit, like bow. That motherfucking hit outside of that fucking crazy ass hit that flew him out of bounds was ridiculous. But I'm gonna touch on him and everything. I might touch on him. It all depends on how I feel. But let's get right back into what I was talking about right here, man. The whole NFC is all crazy, and the AFC is all crazy right now too with the playoff picture. The playoff picture is a very interesting one right here because right now with the Panthers, the Panthers was already in a position to be right behind Tampa Bay. So with the NFC South, it might be just a toss up between Tampa and Panthers. Panthers have to play Tampa twice after their bye week. The first game is New Orleans. The second game is Tampa. The next game after that is Seattle. Then they got to run it back to Tampa one more time at the end of the season. So Panthers are in a fine seat to actually take over the NFC South. And also they're on the bye week. So I don't know who Tampa is playing now. I'm gonna look at the schedule soon because this is not the parlay episode. This is me reviewing previous week. So I just think that, the Panthers are in a well position to where they can actually go head to head, neck to neck with the Bucs in the South. Now we're going to switch over to the North, which is all in fucking shambles because guess who's number one right now in the NFC with the Rams loss? Chicago. Who would have thought that? Who literally would have thought that? Nobody would have thought that. And you know who's in that division? The Lions, the Packers. You know what I'm saying? Those teams right there. And I'm like, are you serious? Chicago's number one. Congratulations, man. I love seeing teams that develop and then this is what you see. This is like the I guess reaping the fruits or whatever. I can't even think of a nice analogy or metaphor right now. But it's looking good over there in Chicago. It's looking real good over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who the Bears have to play next, but you know how the Bears beat the Eagles. Something's weird with the Eagles, which now turns me all the way over to the East. No, let's kind of continue with the North right here, right? So the Bears are number one. Green Bay is number two. Then you have, no. Detroit number 2, Green Bay number 3, right? Minnesota is just in shambles right now. It's like it's bad over there. It's bad over there. It's so bad that I'm really about to say, yo, bro, y'all need to free Justin Jefferson. It's time to free Justin Jefferson. He needs to like try to request his way off that team for real. He might not want to do that. That's his personal decision. But to see a person of his talent like that being in Minnesota where they're at right now, it's almost like a waste of time right here. And you know, it is what it is, man. I just want to see him thrive and flourish in another area. I guess that's the one I could say right there. I ain't trying to be too deep or anything. So, but with the North, right? So the North is like crazy, crazy, crazy. You got one of those 3 teams that might have to be one of the teams that you have to beat if you want to try to sneak into the playoffs. So let's switch over to the NFC East, man, where you got the Eagles just losing it because they just lost to the Bears, and it seems like the momentum is kind of slipping out of their hands. I want to look at their record right now if I can, but I don't really feel like pulling it up. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. All right, so let me see if I can get to the NFC. All right, so the Eagles are 8-4, right? And now you got the Cowboys, who is 6-5-1. And Detroit really got hurt by the Packers. They really got hurt by the Packers, man. It damn near knocked them out of the playoff race. But the 49ers winning, that kind of helped 49ers and kind of push Detroit out. By them losing to and the Packers winning, I could see that. I could definitely see that. It makes sense. Because the Packers and the Bears won their game. Detroit lost their game. Knocked them down. And you kind of just boost. And you kind of just gave a boost to the 49ers. So, yeah, that's a crazy. Boy, this is some crazy ass shit. So now let's go to the West. If we talking 49ers, then we got 3 teams in that division that could be running it up. You hear me? Rams, Seahawks, 49ers. It is packed, bro. The house is already full, man. You're going to have to either try to beat out on somebody. You're going to have to try to beat somebody out their position. Wait for somebody to lose. Because the only way I can see my Panthers sneaking in is like the only way I can see them sneaking in is by beating Tampa. There's too many slots already filled. You know what I mean? That's too many slots already filled. So, wow, this playoff race is going to be crazy in the NFC because the AFC is kind of locked up. Well, the AFC is going to be, I don't know, won't be crazier than the NFC because the AFC right now at number 1, you got the Denver Broncos sitting right there. Denver with that game that they had with the Commanders had me like, yo, what the hell? Y'all shouldn't let the Commanders, not this hurt Commanders. And it was a good game. It was a good game. I can't take nothing away from the Commanders. But this is what you get when we always watch the Denver Broncos do this crap to us every week. They do this every fucking week. It's like, y'all could win these games, but it's like they're not a team where it's like, yo, we're not going to fucking establish dominance in the beginning. No, we're just going to win it in the end. We're going to win it in the end. They do that. They win shit in the end. But is Denver number 1 or the Patriots number 1? We'll check this one out right here. Wow. Patriots are number 1. Denver is 2. I was tripping right there because like I was just saying about that Monday Night Football game, Patriots, even though the Giants is like that's not really nothing to brag about. But if you seen how New England was whooping that ass, busting that ass, like putting belt to ass, that shit was like, damn, yo, chill out for a second, man. Y'all really fucking this team up. Just chill, Drake May. Boy was out there slinging, man, like, just mad. So, yeah, the Patriots are number 1, and that's crazy because with the Patriots being number 1, now you got Buffalo right behind them. Nobody else in that division is in a playoff race right now. So you have those 2 slots right there. So now You got Denver, Kansas, and Chargers. Chargers are right behind them. Kansas is on the outside looking in. Kansas can possibly still make the playoffs if the Chargers just lose out and they just went out. They can make the playoffs. And the Steelers just lose out too. You hear me? They can really fucking make the playoffs. But the North is also crazy too right here, because now it's kind of even Steven tie with the Ravens sitting at number 1, Steelers sitting at number 2. There's talks that people are kind of campaigning that Mike Tomlin should step down as head coach, or just the whole office has to be changed. The front office got to be changed and whatnot. A lot of fans are really kind of calling for this, and it's like, really, right? Not why, but wow. So it is what it is with that. I have to do more extensive research, more looking at that situation right there, because I'm like, Mike Tomlin. Now the thing with the Steelers organization, I heard like they only got they only had like 4 coaches in their entire existence in the NFL, which is amazing. And by them having like, I think the most championships, right? I want to say that, or close to it in the NFL. That says something about this organization. They're very loyal to a head coach, but when they can see that, and we ain't going nowhere further, this is as far as we're gonna go with you, then it's kind of hard to cut ties with a coach like that when you build such loyalty and everything, especially coming from an owner of a team, because some of these owners are not loyal to the player. They're loyal to the money that people buy to fill them stadiums. That's what they're loyal to. They're loyal to a winning team. They're not loyal to a losing team. And if you can't get me another Super Bowl like how you did a long time ago, then I think it's time for us to part ways and everything. That was kind of serious. That was kind of like heart. I felt that when I felt that dialogue, as if like, this is the type of dialogue that they would have. But hey, man, I'm not in those rich rooms and everything. I wish I was though. So then Bengals beating the Ravens. So the Ravens were number 1, tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Ravens are not doing that well with the Bengals, how Lamar Jackson performed throughout the game. First quarter good, second quarter good. Don't know what happened after halftime. I was like, wow. And it wasn't even just him. It was like almost everybody. Except for Derrick Henry. He was actually the only effective thing in the offense. So it was like, wow. And the turnovers was like, God damn, Lamar. So the Bengals could possibly make an upset if somehow they just go and just win all 5 games straight. I have not looked at their schedule yet, though. So the North is all crazy. So you got 2 teams right now just sitting there, also got their slots as well. So let's mosey our way on down to the South. So we got the Texans beating the Colts. The Colts, at first I would say they're pretenders. They're pretenders and everything. So watching this game with the Texans and the Colts, it showcased a lot of things about both teams. The Texans obviously has a good defense. Their defense is so good, all you have to do is manage the offense. Find ways. If CJ Stroud can't throw the ball in the end zone, find a way to get those points with runners. You hear me? That's how I seen it with the Texans. And what I noticed with the Colts is your boy was hurt. Man. He had a fractured fibula. And Daniel Jones, because it was Indiana Jones that came at this game. It wasn't Danny Dimes. It was Indiana Jones. He did well. He did better than CJ Stroud with not turning the ball over and securing it. So other than that, it was a good game. But the defense is just nasty, man. I really didn't even expect the Colts to win. I chose the Texans. I chose the Texans on this one. So with that being said, you got the Colts still number 1 in the South, though. The Jacksonville's also in there. So if the Texans kind of want to make it into the playoffs, I see that they have to They have to wait for they need Jacksonville to lose. They need Jacksonville to lose out, and somehow somebody got to knock off the Steelers. The Steelers, I feel like the only team that can keep certain teams out of the playoffs. So let's go to the West now, because now we got the West. So two teams already in the West that got it: Chargers and the Broncos, Chargers, right? So like I said, Kansas can try to make their way out there, but Kansas is definitely going to need the Chargers to lose out, and Steelers and somebody else in the South. They need a lot of teams to fucking lose out, bro. Like about 2-3 teams, and they have to win out. That's the only way Kansas could make it into the playoffs. They got to win. There's no more times for no L's. There ain't no more time for L's. They gotta win. And then they gotta play the Texans. So this is the Texans' opportunity to be like, yo, y'all gotta knock the champs out. Knock them out. Knock them the F out, man. Shit. Hometown of George Foreman, you better knock them out. So yeah, the Texans could actually make the playoffs and upset the Chiefs. That can be the best get back that they're gonna deliver to the Chiefs. What happened last year in the playoffs? Get that get back, Texans. Get that get back. I'm gonna love that game like that. Texans. Yeah. But anyways, other than that, man, just covering how the playoff picture kind of looks right now. It's going to be a very exciting stretch down the field, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to still be making my parlays. I'm going to still be making my legs. I haven't really hit that much this year. It was a bad year on me, but I enjoy doing this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep doing it. Like watching football. I don't go crazy and be losing a lot of money. But so with that being said right there, you guys, please gamble responsibly. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be putting your money on anything, everything. And when you lose, and I mean betting big, you know what I'm saying? Me, what I like to kind of like go after crazy odds where it's like, if it hits, it hits. If it don't, it don't. And I'll probably just throw just a little bit on that shit. Never nothing high. If it's high, then I'm like, you know what? It's time for me. You know, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going with my decision, and I'm gonna do what I feel. And normally those actually pay out for me right there. Those actually pay out for me. But anyways, we're just gonna leave all that for the next episode. I was gonna get into a lot of things, like, you know, the stuff that, you know, is going on around the league that you kind of would consider gossip tea, like Shedeur Sanders, Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy's a douchebag, man. I'm just saying, dog. He has a fucking a history of just creating animosity with others. XD Smith Sr. for real, man. And I could also go on Jackson Dart talking about how when he was at the podium talking about how his style of play is. And you're a young man. I'm just saying, you're a young man. I'm older than you. Proud of you. I like you. Stop doing that shit. Your ass went blind, nigga. You're not Cam Newton. Stop. Oh, that was horrible, man. It's like certain quarterbacks, and I know in your mind, right? Because it makes me think of people like Jaden Daniels, for instance, right? Unfortunate what happened to Jaden Daniels with his arm and everything, you know? But how you come down and everything based on how you was playing that play. You trying to fight a tackler by staying resilient in your body, by staying resilient, I'll say, with your body being like pretty much just tackled to the ground. Instead of getting down and absorbing the tackle, you decide to fight against the tackle. And when you fight against the tackle and you're not big or built to do that, you fuck yourself up. Unfortunate, I don't want to say you fuck yourself up. Unfortunate things happen. So I'm not no expert or anything like that. I haven't been in the NFL, never been in the NFL. Jackson Dart has played more football than I've ever done in my lifetime. But I'ma just have to say, bro, I want to continue to see you play, bruh. Don't do no shit like that. And the season ain't even like that right now for you guys. It's gonna be brighter down the future for New York. Not right now, though. Not right now. Dog, just don't do that. Don't do that. Take the slides. Don't fight for the extra downs, bro. Please. Please. I just don't want to see a freak accident when coming from a quarterback down actually like. So, yeah. Even though my words ain't gonna reach and everything, but that's all I gotta really cover. I'm not gonna really talk much on other things like I know about Adam Thielen requesting to get out of Minnesota, Darius Slade Jr. requesting to get out of the Steelers. Both organizations granted both these players' wishes. So I think both players now are free agents. Come back home, Adam. Come back home. We possibly got some room for y'all chill. You know what I'm saying? We probably got a little space for you. You want to come back to sweet Caroline? Come on, bro. We can use you, dog. We can use you, Lord. But anyways, I'm good, guys. I am about to get off this piece. I am about to go to sleep. And I will see you guys. I ain't gonna go to sleep. I got shit to do anyways. And I will see you guys later with how, selecting my parlay and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Hunt for the perfect parlay. Look at me. I was stumbling with my words and everything. But you guys, I'm glad that you stuck this long with me. Possibly haven't. And if you did, you's a trooper. I fucks with you. All right, guys. See you later. Peace.